Puerto Vallarta is truly a paradise. And I've learned a lot while visiting Puerto Vallarta, and I'd like to share some of those thoughts, some of those observations with you today. Hey travel lovers, thank you for tuning into the Timeless Travel Club. My name is Andy, and I've been traveling Mexico for some time now, putting a spotlight, sharing its beauty and its culture for those of you interested in vacationing someday soon, or even relocating to Puerto Vallarta or anywhere in Mexico. So I'm just sitting here in my little office, and I'm going over an original list of things, of potential videos that I could create in Mexico. And then I have this secondary list of things, of observations, things that I found that I wanted to plug into videos and never did. I don't know why. For those of you that know me, I'm not a very deep thinker sometimes. I can be laser focused and then something more shiny shows up and then off I go. So that's what we're gonna do today. I'm gonna go over these random observations. I tell you what, sometimes I don't know how I pull this video thing off. You know, it's not easy creating videos every week while traveling, while taking care of your own personal life. In fact, sometimes I watch my own videos and I find myself pulling for myself. Come on, Andy. Stay focused, Andy. Enunciate, Andy. Slow down, Andy. Stay on track. There's one thing that I am good at, and that is I have great editing skills. If it wasn't for that, man, I tell you, I sound a lot more smarterer than I really am. No, really, trust me on that one. So what were we talking about? Oh yeah, my observations in Puerto Vallarta. Come along, this should be fun. Oh, you see, I almost forgot. I wanted to give a special shout out to Brian for that generous PayPal contribution, and Michelle, my newest Patreon member. Thanks a lot, guys. You appreciate how this whole thing works. There's one thing that can be frustrating in Puerto Vallarta, and that's when you go to get money out of an ATM and all you get is 500 pesos, which is difficult to purchase things in a small shop, some restaurants with 500. They don't have change for you. They may, but they always say that they don't. So there is one bank that I found. It's called the Mariachi Exchange. That's totally wrong, I know. I'll point it out on the video that I'm showing you. They gave me a stack of 50s, which is awesome. So if you are knowledgeable about this situation in Puerto Vallarta, please drop me a line. Let me know of other banks in Puerto Vallarta that give you bills other than 500. Please, that would help everybody. So there are two places that I love to go to eat in Puerto Vallarta. One is the restaurant Lapa Lapa, and the other is, as you can tell from my videos, El Anzuelo. You know, the food is great, but the reason that I go back is for the service. There's nothing like good old-fashioned service. You know, my mother, well, I don't know if I mentioned this in a previous video, but my mother was a lifelong waitress and was good at it. She worked at a very popular Italian restaurant here in my hometown. And my hometown is between San Francisco and Los Angeles, so way back in the day, 60s and 70s, a lot of the big stars would make that drive and they would stop in my little town, the halfway point, to have dinner at this famous Italian restaurant. So she's waited on some notable characters, such as, of course, the phone keeps dropping on me, such as Danny Thomas was a regular there. In fact, there was a big billboard with Danny Thomas saying, "Follow your nose, go to," the name of the restaurant. She's also waited on Joe Frazier, and I can go on and on. But from an early age, she taught me the value of a good waitress, of good service, and what good customer service means. Ironically, I taught customer service for AT&T for 17 years. So yeah, it stays true to my heart. So this is why I go to these two restaurants. If you know of restaurants in Puerto Vallarta that has great service or equally good service, drop me a line. I'd love to visit there. Ubers are plentiful in Puerto Vallarta. I like to utilize them on excursions going outside the area, but make sure to arrange your transportation on the way back because it's highly likely, almost impossible, to find an Uber in these not so populated areas. You'll have to catch a bus or find a taxi. This video is brought to you by Lily. You guys remember Lily? We should have called you Licky. Hello, says Lily. That girl. Now here's something that I found interesting that I learned in Puerto Vallarta. The locals are known as pata salada. You know some others like Chilango, those are Mexico City locals, but there are others. For example, Guadalajara, they are Tapatíos. Guadalajara, Tapatíos. Aguascalientes, Hidrocálidos. And if you are from Acapulco or Zihuatanejo, you are considered to be costeños. You know more, you know what to do. Go ahead, drop me a line. We would love to know what other people are known as in various states of Mexico. I'm thirsty for this stuff. Interesting thing about creating videos in Puerto Vallarta, my viewerships spike. What is up with that? I mean, I think my videos are pretty good from other cities in Mexico, but go ahead, chime in. You tell me why more people watch my videos when I'm in Puerto Vallarta. Por favor. Now, I have been to Puerto Vallarta 4 times now. And even after 4 times, I still have not found my go-to hotel yet. I've got a go-to hotel in Mexico City, in Acapulco, in a couple other cities, but not yet in Puerto Vallarta. So I've learned a lot while there, but there's still so much more to learn. So I'm gonna be volunteering you all to help this guy out and everybody else out that's watching this video. And my budget might have a lot to do with it. If I had a lot more to spend on accommodations, my list would probably grow. So right now I'm spending anywhere between $60 to $80 a night. If you know of hotels in my price range, Airbnb, apartments, it doesn't matter. Anything you can throw at me, that would be appreciated. Go ahead and comment below and we'll go from there. So some of you have made mention, subscribers of mine, that you click the notification button or the notification bell and you're never notified when my new videos come out. So check your settings on your device. There's a good chance that your phone is set for no notifications on YouTube. So just a little tidbit for all of my subscribers out there. Thank you. So if you ever see a lone mariachi and who appears to be singing in pantomime, don't think that he's gone stir crazy or loco. He's probably creating a music video, which is what happened in my case. Hey folks, if you got any enjoyment from this video, please hit the like button, hit the notification bell, you know what that's all about, and subscribe if you feel compelled to. You know, some of us have a lot of time on our hands, so I'm gonna leave a link above for you to go in and binge watch all of my videos if you haven't done so yet. And if you don't have that much time in your hands, I'll leave another link here to just watch my Puerto Vallarta videos. So have you ever screwed up the words to a song? I was a little embarrassed to find out after all these years the Madonna song, Like a Virgin, instead of touch for the very first time, I thought she was saying, touch for the 31st time. Come on, it's Madonna. It happened to me again in Mexico with the song Llorar, Llorar, which as a kid, you know, my mother always played this song. I would sing it. I only knew one word to the song, Llorar. So while I was singing it out loud on this last trip to Puerto Vallarta, my friend Sammy, when the song was over, corrects me. He says, hey, you know the second verse, they don't say llorar. They say rodar, which is roll. And so the Mexicans had a little chuckle at my expense, but it's all cool. It was a good lesson learned in Puerto Vallarta. I think the most important thing that I've learned while in Puerto Vallarta is what I've learned about Puerto Vallarta. I've learned that there's so much to do there. When you say you're going to Puerto Vallarta, there's a whole lot of other things that you can find interest in. There's a lot of beaches, there's surfing, there's wildlife, anything that would entertain you, you can find in Puerto Vallarta. I've also learned that the people in Mexico are awesome. They're super, super nice. But the people in Puerto Vallarta, they know how to treat you like a guest, more so than I've ever experienced anywhere in Mexico. And the last thing that I wanted to share with you all, what I've learned there, is this place is super safe. No matter if it's daylight, nighttime, I have never felt unsafe than I have while in Puerto Vallarta.